There are positives and not so pleasant moments that we experience within our journey. There are valleys within life, and these are the valleys within each quantum season we experience. While we can dread the valleys of our lives, I will encourage you to understand the power in recognizing the valley as meant to help us, not destroy us. The valley as meant to help us take pause and breathe deeply so we can see things from a different perspective. When we flow through a quantum seasonal cycle, we are experiencing Psalm 23, where we are being led through a valley of our life. Psalm 23 in the New International Version says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." Psalm 23 tells us up front that the Lord is guiding us, or is being our shepherd, and we will not be in want. Meaning that we are promised to receive what we are meant to receive at the end of each valley. When we allow ourselves to lie down in green pastures, which is Psalm 23, verse 2, we are being asked to pause and do the inner reflection. We must choose to look within to ground ourselves in comfort. We are being asked, and yes, sometimes forced, to lay everything down so that we can see things in a calm way, instead of trying to see things through a storm of emotions. When we are doing this work through a storm of emotions, we will have an extremely hard time hearing everything we are meant to learn, because we are too busy protecting ourselves from the thoughts and emotions beating us down. When we lay it down, lay ourselves down, and release it all first, we can then be led beside quiet waters, where we can observe the emotions and fully let them go willingly as we release them down the stream. The emotions are calm in these moments when we are observing, because we have released the resistance of having to do this journey by ourselves. When we do this, our soul is restored once again. When we are in a quantum season and we are walking through a valley, we are literally facing our shadows and moving through a transformation. This is our valley of shadow of death, where death is our transformation into our new self after facing our physical shadow, emotional shadow, mental shadow, or spiritual shadow, releasing each shadow so we can transform and heal. Our shadows are the masks we wear in life, the things that aren't aligning with who we are meant to be. These could be feelings we have about ourselves, others, or our life. It could be thought patterns or beliefs we have that are keeping us stuck, looking at things from one limited perspective. It could be actions we are repeating that are hurting us or limiting us from living a life we were meant to live. Death is often thought of as an ending of our physical life, which could be why the brain resists the quantum winter season so hard. But death is a glorious moment of transformation where we can create a new birth opportunity within us. The transformational death can be the ending to physical patterns of living, beliefs we have held about ourselves or others, beliefs we have held about the life we were destined to live, emotional trauma we have carried knowingly and unknowingly, and spiritual beliefs that we thought to be truth but were limiting our perspectives. Transformational death within these valleys is a blessing and brings abundance when you realize the steps we must do to make this walk through the valley easier. This journey requires us to walk it with integrity and honor for ourselves and others. He guides me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. That quote, "These paths we take in every part of our journey," requires us to look at each moment with honor and integrity. This isn't about right or wrong, but to feel when things don't align with who we are now, and being open to learn what we are being asked to learn with fresh eyes and an open mind. When we do this, we won't carry the burdens that weigh us down, and we won't limit our life in ways that hurt our soul. When we do this, we truly create our heaven on earth with infinite possibilities. This is the promise, but many fear this valley and will often find themselves consciously fighting or resisting their valleys. I'm not saying these people aren't justified in their reactions. After all, the energy within them has been what has been calling the shots for most of their life. I also know that there is a belief that we need to suffer to learn. This is an illusion that only happens when we enter this valley expecting that we need to receive this lesson and relive the experience to let it go. This has been the way for traditional therapeutic methods for years. And when people skip the lay down in green pastures before trying to figure things out, they end up in a storm trying to hear all the lessons and missing the important messages meant for them. This journey through the valley is much harder to do, which is why I recommend don't skipping this step. However, with every method you choose, Psalm 23 continues to promise us, every one of us, that we can fear no evil, and we aren't alone in this journey. The evil that could be perceived by old ways of living are just the actions, thoughts, emotions, and beliefs that don't align with our soul. It is this valley that we're in those moments, that is the message to heal ourselves for transformation. The rod and your staff, they comfort me, is a promise for those moments of fear or doubt. We are told in this line that we will be guided to hold the line, face the fear, and not doubt what we are being shown. If by chance it becomes too much, we are always allowed to walk the other way. But know that this valley will come into our path again. We will never be allowed to avoid it, even if we choose to carry it into another life. Metaphorically, the rod represents an authority that we are going through this valley for a reason. It is to lead us through this transformation, while the staff is there to gently guide us when we want to avoid what we're being asked to face and may not want to move forward. If we choose to go to a place of no thing, that place where there's no judgment, that place where we are cocooned in a loving energy and allow ourselves to receive what we're being asked to receive. If we choose to go to this place of no thing where we set aside our own emotions, thoughts, beliefs, and habits to seek truth, we will find ourselves sitting at the table at the end of the valley. This communion with the divine is filled with abundance, love, and knowledge. This is the table promised for us at the end of every valley, and it is filled with gifts, knowledge, blessings, joy, happiness, and freedom. The valleys of life literally are reflected in Psalm 23, and we are being asked to walk them knowing these steps for each valley. Life doesn't need to be hard and full of struggle, but it often is because we didn't see things from a wider perspective, didn't trust ourselves to walk the valleys, and didn't know how to love ourselves enough to do these journeys. If you are listening to this video, it is my hope that you can start to recognize the quantum seasons of your life and how to walk through every valley with the confidence and empowerment to transform yourself in quantum degrees.